Now that we've completed the plasmatic catecholamines, we are going to present the analytical procedure for the urinary catecholamines. We prepare as many tubes as there are samples, including the calibration, standard and controls. Now we dispense in sequence in all the tubes 800 microliters of reagent D diluting solution, 100 microliters of calibrator samples and controls, 100 microliters of reagent H, internal standard solution, diluted 1 in 10 with HPLC grade H2O. Now we add the already conditioned SPE column 1 milliliter of calibrator, sample and control prepared in the previous step. Let it slowly percolate to the flow of approximately 1 milliliter per minute. At this point, we watch the column adding 1 milliliter of reagent E washing solution and repeat this operation twice. We conclude by drying the resin with a light flow of air. These two washes allow us to eliminate all interfering substances. Now let's move on to the elution and collection of the catecholamines from the SPE columns. Place the SPE column inside clean collection tubes. Add 500 microliters of reagent F to each FPE column, taking care to collect the eluate. The elution should take place slowly for about 1 minute. Then the eluate is vortexed for 5 seconds. The next phase involves the derivatization of the catecholamines. Pipette sequentially into a 1.5 milliliter glass vial with a reduced volume with caps. 500 microliters of eluate, to which we will add 20 microliters of reagent J, derivatization solution, 20 microliters of reagent L, starter solution. After vortexing for 5 seconds, we incubate our sample for 15 minutes at 70 degrees Celsius. Let them cool at room temperature. The samples thus prepared are stable for 7 days at 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, unlike the eluate used with the amperometric method, which is usually stable for about 24 hours. We are therefore ready to perform the injection of the entire analytical session of urinary catecholamines. Let's move to the HPLC system and activate the method Eureka Kit Catecholamine in urine, so that the system sets itself to the correct parameters. We place the vials in the auto-sampler tray starting from the calibrator, continuing with the controls and samples and starting the sequence. An important point to underline is that the same mobile phase can be used for both urine and plasma catecholamines, so it is possible to insert both matrices within the same analytical session without the need of washing the system. This is the typical chromatogram of the urinary calibrator, where you see that the peak of noradrenaline comes out at 1.44 minutes, the internal standard at 1.96 minutes, while the peak of adrenaline at 3.15 minutes. Finally, the dopamine comes out at 4.46 minutes. This is the typical chromatogram of the high control, where you can see that the peak of the noradrenaline comes out at 1.44 minutes, the internal standard at 1.97 minutes, while the peak of the adrenaline at 3.15 minutes. Finally, the dopamine comes out at 4.45 minutes. This kit has been engineered for all clinical laboratories that have to cope with a routine of over 10 samples per analytical session. The kit can be automated on Aspect GX271 preparer and will give you at least these two advantages. After loading the samples and starting the software, the work cycle, the extraction phase, the eluate collection and the injection are completely automated. The operator at this point must simply verify the analytical session has been successful. and the variance of the instrument is standard for each sample. Let's briefly summarize. In this video we have presented the only kit on the market for the determination of both plasma and urinary catecholamines, verified the high sensitivity obtained with the SPE extraction method, followed by derivatization and fluorescence reading for both urinary and plasma catecholamines, highlighted the speed of analysis, 5 minutes of sample chromatography run, noticed the high cleanliness of the track, highlighted the possibility of automating the preparation of the sample. I hope you enjoyed this video, and over the next few days we will send you the method where you can see recovery of more than 98%, sensitivity of method, catecholamines in plasma less than 10 picograms per milliliter noradrenaline, less than 8 picograms per milliliter adrenaline, less than 18 picograms per milliliter dopamine. Catecholamines in urine, less than 0.1 micrograms per liter noradrenaline, less than 0.1 micrograms per liter adrenaline, less than 0.3 micrograms per liter dopamine. I invite you to watch the next video where we will talk about how to analyze the primary metabolites of the catecholamines: vanil mandelic acid, 5-hydroxy-indolacetic acid, and omovanillic acid. One last very important thing. Tomorrow you will receive the transcript of the video you have just seen. I suggest you print it so you can always have it at hand to consult. Have a good analytical session and see you soon.